Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well, peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect, shalom, barakathum. I'm going to title this lesson, Messengers Don't Get to Change the Message, all right? Messengers don't get to change the message. And what I mean by that is, obviously, the work, the Holy Spirit of disseminating the gospel, all right, which has good news and bad news, even though they call it the gospel, all right. And the bad news is for those who are not of the elect. Really, if you're not of the elect, you're getting ready to have a really bad time, okay. And the point of contention, all right, is Israelites who get the understanding, all right. You know, you can read that in Habakkuk. It says, make it plain upon tables that he that run may read it. Okay, you get the message, all right, but then you figure out a way to enhance your own self, your own belly, even if it's just to make yourself feel better, even if it's just cope. All right, how many doctrines have came up because, you know, it's too close to home, it's personal, you know, like all of these various doctrines that say Esau can make it. How many of those came about because their mother is a so-called white woman, or, you know, they got a white wife, or you know, an Edomite may have adopted them when they was a kid, you know, and you got a personal reason about why you want to make up a new doctrine, all right? But the scriptures don't say that, man. And so as messengers, which is what we are, we don't get to change the message, man. It don't matter how bitter it is. The Lord is going to come and vindicate the real message, no matter what, no matter who he uses, all right, to disseminate that message. That message will be made loud and clear to the entire earth, okay? As the scriptures say, I can get rocks to cry out, man. So if the Lord had a bunch of rebellious men, all right, and none of them wanted to do the work, and none of them wanted to preach the right message, then guess what would happen? All right, the Lord could have the rocks cry out, man. All right. In other words, we're disposable, man. We're expendable. All right. We're dispensable. Okay, and that should cause you to move with fear. All right. When you read that in Revelation, it says the same that adds or takes away from this book. All right. You know, you forfeit salvation. All right. When you add or take away to the scriptures, man, that is an open act of rebellion, man. All right. Imagine the mailman. All right. He didn't open up half of your mail. You know. He opening it up. He's seeing how much your bills are. All right. You know. He's checking your pockets here. You got a paycheck in there. Imagine the mailman that does that, man. You'd have a major issue with that guy, man. You say he need to be fired. Okay. But this is what we have, you know, in the truth, is men remixing things, coming up with their own way, all right, not knowing that it's your duty as a messenger to carry the message no matter what the message is, no matter how positive or negative it may be. Your job is to deliver the message unadulterated, all right? Now, if you get things wrong or you make a mistake, you know, those things, you know, the Lord can wink at that or whatever, you know. We all, you know, act a little presumptuously sometimes and speak more or you know, a slip of our tongue, you know, but this goes to the men that know the doctrine that they're teaching is there because it's a personal vendetta, or there's a personal situation, or they just want more followers, or they know this is going to be popular. All right, the message, all right, has to be delivered. And if you fail at doing the message, then you didn't do what Ezekiel the 3rd chapter said. All right, so not only are you adding or taking away, which is going to get you destroyed, but you didn't do what the Lord told you to do, which is go out there and preach the word, give them warning from me. All right, that means it's from the Most High, not something you made up. All right, you're making up that the MOTB is just sin. All right, so you can be justified in doing something, because deep down at this point, y'all know, man. All right, And so if you don't do that, then you have not fulfilled Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. All right. So guess what? Blood is on your hands. And you know what the Most High does to men that have blood on their hands. Well, that blood is paid back. You hear that a lot in the scriptures. His blood is upon his head. What does that mean? All right. You shed blood. That means your blood got to be shed. All right. And this is spiritual blood we're talking about when we're talking about disseminating the gospel. Okay, preaching it, delivering the message, not a message, the message, not a version of the message. All right. And this is what a lot of men don't realize that they're doing when you are changing the scriptures, or you're tweaking it, or you want to add a little seasoning to it. You know, these guys that got clothing lines, they'll have a precept. They'll have a precept on a T-shirt. You know, and it's like technically it's a righteous thing, but your spirit ain't right. You know, you're mingling that as part of the truth. You're trying to entice people, all right, to like something, all right, based on a false pretext, going through their flesh, man. But their spirit's got to be in it. You have to love the good and the bad parts, man. There's no point on a woman on a first date, all right, you know, on an app, she got a filter on, and you see her in real life, she's got all kind of makeup on. She's got, you know, women got a lot of things to make their breasts and their things look. Eventually, if you want to be with that man, he's gonna find out. So what is the point? All right, and that's how I feel with men that dress up the truth, that want to put it on, make it cool. Well, eventually, the bitter parts of the truth, you're gonna experience it anyway, man. It don't matter how cool you make it seem to get somebody in the camp. Get them across the line, so to speak. Look, if they're not a real soldier in this thing, all right, then those gimmicks are not going to keep them in, all right? They're not. And what you'll find out is that the elect, they don't need those things. They're just the voice of the Lord. The scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice. So just the voice of the Lord, just going out there and preaching the word, hearing the truth is enough. All right? And because you don't like the amount of numbers that you may be getting into your camp, or you may not like the comments that you get, all right, or you may see women on another man's comment board because of the things that he's saying. Now all of a sudden you feel this pressure to change the message, but really it's a rationalization. So you don't just say you're going to change the message. You rationalize and say, well, I'm not going to change the message. I'm going to edit it. Well, I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to edit the format. I'm going to change up the style and the choice of words that I use. No, man. Give it out raw. What did Jeremiah say? He said it was like fire inside of me, man. Do you think he stood there and waited for it and packaged it out in a certain way? No. If something is on fire and you get it out, you get it out of you, man. All right? You get it off your chest. And so you know it came out raw. It wasn't packaged. We're not here to make friends or to make people feel better, man. We're an alarm. I keep saying it over and over and over again. We're an alarm to warn the wicked and to condemn our enemies, man. Okay? We're a lighthouse. We're a beacon to the elect, and we're an alarm to them, man. That we're at the end of this thing, and it's all about to get really, really, really bad out here. And all of you that think you're in good case and think that what you're doing, it's innocuous. Well, keep in mind the Lord used the word spotless for the men and women that He's coming back to redeem. Okay. And if you're not in the spirit of, like we did a lesson on spiritual hygiene, if you're not in the spirit of examining yourself, guess what? You're going to have spots on you, man. You got to do that. You have to do that. All right? Are you guys listening to these other men in camps? They're bringing out precepts and it all makes sense. You better examine them. Okay? You better make sure it's the correct doctrine. Because you really cannot afford to be wrong here, man. All right? You don't want to die the second death, man. You want to be part of the first resurrection, and you want to be well pleased of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? No matter what your rank in the kingdom, if you get in on the first resurrection, all right, you're a legend. for the rest of eternity, man. All right. The scriptures say, the Lord said in Revelation, I will make you a pillar. Okay. What is a pillar? A pillar is something that don't move. It stands there forever. It upholds everything else, man. It's what everything else rests on. You know, that's what we get if we hold on to this thing and we're correct and we're sincere. All right. And we have the enough spiritual stock to overcome the hour of temptation. All right. So meditate on these things and keep these things in mind, because these false prophets, they're getting ready to turn all the way up, man. It's gonna get really bad out here, and this could be the year where, you know, we face that persecution, Lord's will, because I'm tired of it, man. Anyway, I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom, and on to the next.